Good afternoon, everyone. So I hope we all have a good weekend. But let's have a look at the markets. So currently we saw a nice pump on the markets during the Asia session, and now we have a slow grind up. This morning I had a nice short on the NQ. While looking at the ES, Alright, let's have a look of the symbols that could be of interest. Uber tanked, Meta is down 7%, Tesla is down. It's not a super interesting pre-market right now, so we will have to wait and see what the open does, I guess, or we can already see a trade. Currently, I am seeing that the Magnificent 7 is going up, or at least some of them are. Tesla is not playing along. Okay, on ES we have a lot of interest down below us, but we are in a positive regime, so we have to keep that in mind as well. We have any interesting levels to watch besides the obvious? Not really. Now, what I do not want to see today is a slow market up, so a slow grind up. We usually have those on Mondays where you see a big pump on the open during the New York session, and you have almost no way of getting in. And I am not a big fan of those days, but if I look at the current fix, we are at 15.96, so yeah. It is already quite low, so I'm hoping that the fix can bounce and that we can eventually see a nice drop down during the market session to the points of interest over here. Are you mostly going to buy NQ? Well, kind of depends on what the New York Open is going to tell us. If I look at the overall gamma, I do see a lot of interest down below us. So a nice pullback would actually be nice to short. And if I see exhaustion, then I can probably also entertain a long position. But my first level of interest would be around the 25, and then eventually, if we do drop lower, around the 20. Hey, MJ, nice of you to join. My point of interest is right down here. If you look at the bottom right, I have the gamma profile. And my point of interest on ES, that is around the 25 and 20 level. and that is a long way down. That is like 40 points below us at the moment. So we'll just have to see what the pre-market does over here and what the open will give us in 15 minutes. Yeah, this spike over here could indicate that it can be used as a magnet. So we'll have to see if it plays out, of course. But the other thesis is when we go up, or we have another Monday where we just slow grind up. Again, not a fan of those kind of days because it never really gives me a good entry to join. So I'm hoping for a nice pullback down here and that this works as a magnet. Hey, fellow, good afternoon. How are you doing? Let's also look at NQ or ES. No, NQ. I said it correct. See what that gives. Let's see the levels. Thank you. I would say that the Nasdaq is mixed currently, so it can either pull us up or pull us down. So that is a harder tell. But let's watch the open in a couple of minutes and see what it gives. And in the meantime, that I have my both my interest of the bottom and the top, I can already just look at a couple of things on the macro. There we go. Let's see if we have some big movers today. So far, I'm not seeing anything big or interesting that can really move the market. So, yeah. That should be fine. Follower says, I trade gold and Nasdaq, and Sharpnel is providing too much information for me. How can I start easy and use it well? I am a scalper. I am also a scalper. I usually trade off the DOM. Well, I mainly trade off the DOM. So when I go to presets and order flow over here, I think this is my main view. Currently I am armed and I have this, even though it says paper over here, I have this connected to my interactive brokers account. So every order that I push over here will also be executed on my interactive brokers account. And what I like to do is I like to have the gamma view over here. I like to have a footprint over here. I trade the ES mainly, but I also like to trade the Nasdaq once in a while. But having this view alone should give you enough insight. So what I'm looking at over here is the Magnificent 7. And currently it's a bit of a mixed bag, but since this is live, you can see if Tesla is pulling up, Google is now pulling up. And this also impacts the market, like you're trading Nasdaq. So I think it's better if I go to the NQ then. So if I go to the NQ over here, I like to put this on the 4 tick. This gives me a nice clear view of where the interest is laying and where the clusters are laying as well. But the 2 tick also works. The 1 tick is a bit too much, but the 2 tick gives you a bit more detail. And this is easier on the eyes. What you see over here is a basically a 1 minute candlestick chart zoomed in like a footprint. This is also very useful to see who's winning the battle. So you have the Magnificent 7, what is pulling the market up and what is pulling the market down. You have the delta, you have your volume, you have a Mag 7 footprint over here. This is a 25k and 100k combined. This can also give you some info and insight, but if you're already saying this is too much info, I would stick at looking at the DOM and at the Mag 7 pull stack meter, and just looking at the gamma profile, where is the interest going? So for now, for me, and this is for the ES, but let's say we are now on the NQ, for me, the interest is above us, but I also like to look at the ES, because ES and NQ could move together as well, and they can pull each other. So on the ES, the gamma interest is down below us. And I hope that this makes a bit of sense, that what I'm explaining over here. But this view alone helps me make better trade decisions. And we are 7 minutes away from the New York Open. I will probably stream about 10 to 20 minutes into the Open. I think 10 minutes into the Open when things get interesting, and then I will call it, because then I also need to focus on my own trading and trying to make a profit. But again, I'm very curious to see what the Open will bring us. I'm glad it's making sense, Valor. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. I'm always online on Discord, but you can always email me as well. I try to respond as fast as possible. No, currently that is not possible yet. So you can already link your AMP account and your interactive broker account. But I am also in discussion with TraderFate and with Rhythmic. But they do have a ISV certificate, and you need to do complete audits. Now, I think the ISV and the audits are no problem, but it also has a cost to it. And currently I need to first grow my business, get a bit more customers in before I'm able to afford Rhythmic support and Trade-of-Eight support. But these things are on the roadmap, and I hope to add them to the broker connections as soon as possible. All right, let's see. ES is still just chopping around here. But it is picking up volume. That is good. We saw a nice move down, and I wanted to enter, but I also do not want to be in a position for very long, knowing that the New York Open is in about 5 minutes. So, as you can already tell, I also like to scalp around. And I could have held a bit more, it seems, but it's fine. And by the looks of it, we have a lot of interest over here. This has been previously traded, so it's around the 50 level. If it goes there, it's 6 points down. Would be interesting if it does this in the current 4 minutes. I don't think so. Because as you can see, the bid and the ask is quite balanced if I look at it. But there was that nice sharp move down. Oh, it might do it actually. Interesting. Let's try. And the big question will be, is ES going to make a nice pullback down to this level of interest, the 20-25 level over here? And if it has enough volume, it can probably take it out even. But usually how I like to trade it is I wait for the reaction and I look at the trading DOM, and if I see a nice flip happen at this area, I might long this back up again. But for now, I will sit on my hands. And yeah, look at this. Just as expected, it pushed down, and I wasn't sure if it will happen in this 4 minutes, but it's happening now in 2 minutes. Okay, sellers are now picking up steam. This is a sharp move down. We are now 10 points lower. Oof. At 4:15, and that is on NQ then. Okay, yeah. Ooh. I imagine you stopped out then. By the way, good luck everyone. We are now open and we have an aggressive sell. Okay, there we go. Let's see what New York wants to do. Looking at the stock market, just trying to pull it up. Nvidia is currently leading. Ooh, 500 floating. I would have grabbed that 500 in a heartbeat. Oh well, on to the next fumble. That's okay. And Nvidia flipped now, and again, my rule during the New York Open is the first 10 minutes I am hands off and just looking, and currently I am looking at the Mag 7 the most, seeing what these guys want to do. Later this week I will also post a video of the importance of it and the importance of having a full visual of the macro, because as a intraday trader and as a scalper, I can imagine you get sucked into the DOM and you only look at this and you only look at the gamma. But having a complete view of the markets, of what's going on in the option markets, what's going on in the stock market, everything is correlating and everything is just as important. Now, if you are like Voller trading gold and trading the Nasdaq, then only looking at the Magnificent 7 and the gamma levels should be enough. But if you are trading the Nasdaq, you should also know what the tech stocks are doing. And you should be very aware of what's going on in the tech sector at the moment. A lot is going on in the tech sector. We had a message from Goldman Sachs that they are forced to sell a lot of tech. So I always try to keep that in mind and not to have it as a direct bias, but I do keep myself informed with these kind of things just to know, okay, how can it impact me and how can it impact me in the moment? Currently, what I'm seeing on the NQ is that NQ has taken a nosedive. There we go. So this is NQ, the nosedive down, and it's with force. Jesus, that's a lot of selling. Meanwhile, this is what I mean, why it's important to check the XLK, like Fumble is now sharing in the chat as well. You can see the direct impact. So ES does not care, and meanwhile the Nasdaq is tanking like crazy. There you can see the difference and also the importance of following the tech sector, and that is the XLK. And I can go to the wall of data. get back. So ES is now going up and it's trying to pull NQ with it. Because if I look on my other screen over here, the tech sector, the XLK, is still getting hammered as we speak. And looking at the Magnificent Sevens, it's also getting hammered. So trading ES right now would be a very tricky spot. Do I want to long it? No, because a lot of signals are giving it to short rather than to long. But I got fooled once before, where I entered a short and got stopped out fairly quick. Because it's a slow grind up day. Nice rebound on NQ, I see. That's like 100 points down and 100 points up in no time, in less than 5 minutes. Alright, I might call it here and start my own trading block. I will have a trading block of 2 hours of complete focus. And I might have my setups right in front of me. So what I'm looking at right now is a short scalp on ES all the way down. And looking at NQ, I will keep an eye out for the tech sector, because we had a huge sharp dip down and we recovered quite easily as well. So if buyers keep stepping in, I will not short it. So yeah, to be continued over there. For now, I would like to say thank you for watching. And if you're trading, stay safe and have a nice day.